Hey besties, it's Yana. You already know what time it is. Grab your snacks, hide under a blanket, let's traumatize ourselves together. But before all of that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the little notification button so you're notified every single time I post a spooky story. And a little more self-promo here, but if you want to find me on other social medias, everything will be linked in the description. Now, where were we? Imagine walking into a basement where every single object could be cursed, where each item has a story soaked in fear, tragedy, and evil. A basement so powerful that even priests refuse to stay too long. That place, it's not fiction.
It's real.
It was once hidden beneath a quiet home in Monroe, Connecticut, belonging to two of the most famous paranormal investigators in the world, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Tonight, we're going to step inside the Warrens' Occult Museum and uncover the secrets, the curses, and the dark energy that is said to live behind that locked basement door. The story begins in 1952. The same year, the Warrens founded the New England Society for Psychic Research. For decades, Ed and Lorraine traveled the country investigating possessions, hauntings, and unspeakable evil. But there was one problem. What do you do with the cursed objects left behind? They couldn't just throw them away. Every object had a presence, a dark, lingering attachment. So, they brought them home. One by one, their basement began to fill with haunted doors, demonic idols, mirrors used in dark rituals, and items taken straight from exorcisms. It was never meant to be a museum at first. It was a containment room, a prison for the paranormal. Every visitor who entered that basement was warned, do not touch anything. The Warrens believed the objects were like vessels, containers that trapped malevolent spirits. Even the air was said to feel heavy. People described dizziness, nausea, and a pressure that made it hard to breathe. Lorraine herself refused to enter alone. She said the room had a heartbeat, that you could feel the energy watching you back. Over the years, the Warrens' collection grew into hundreds of items, each with a darker history than the last. Let's start with the most infamous artifact of them all, the Annabelle doll, a Raggedy Ann doll that became a vessel for something inhuman. According to the Warrens, Annabelle was no innocent toy. It moved on its own, left handwritten letters, and once allegedly killed a man who dared to mock it. He laughed, tapped on her glass case, and joked about the doll being fake. On his way home, he lost control of his motorcycle and died instantly. Since that day, a handwritten warning has been taped across the case. Warning, positively do not open. Next, we have the Conjuring Mirror, a mirror supposedly used in ancient rituals to summon the dead. Ed claimed it would trap souls, and if you stared too long, you start feeling something behind you, something that wasn't supposed to be there. Then, the Shadow Doll, made of bones, human teeth, and fabric stitched in black thread. The Shadow Doll, according to the Warrens, had a terrifying purpose. It could visit victims in their dreams and stop their hearts while they slept. One look at its twisted face and you'd understand why it's kept sealed in a glass box and surrounded by crosses and holy water. The Vampire Coffin, a coffin taken from what Ed calls a modern-day vampire. It was said to radiate an icy chill no matter how warm the room was. The Satanic Idol. In the woods of Newtown, Connecticut, the Warrens found a demonic statue believed to be used in satanic rituals. Ed claimed that when they removed it, a curse fell upon Lorraine. She began seeing dark shadows and hearing whispers, even in church. The haunted organ. From the Phelps mansion in Stratford, an organ that played by itself, even when unplugged. Even when the pipes were sealed, visitors said they could hear faint music echoing from the basement, long after closing hours. The museum wasn't just haunted by objects, it was haunted by its history. Visitors reported scratches, sudden nosebleeds, even fainting spells inside the room. Some said they saw shadows crawling along the walls or heard growling that came from nowhere. In 2017, activity reportedly intensified. Lights flickered, objects shifted, and Lorraine claimed the collection had become too volatile. 2 years later, in 2019, after her passing, the museum was officially closed, but the artifacts still exist. Locked away, guarded, and waiting. Some say the museum's curse still lingers. A few paranormal investigators claim that if you drive past the old Warren property at night, you can see a light flicker in the basement, even though the power was shut off years ago. Others believe the energy of those artifacts can't be contained. Whether you believe in the Warren stories or not, one thing is certain: there are objects in this world that carry memories, energy, and sometimes things far darker than we can understand. Would you dare to step inside? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications for every single time I post a spooky story. Sleep tight, don't let the ghosties bite.